Now, Todd is under the impression that Lacey Swope, NEWS9 meteorologist, and who joins us now on the Little Caesars Hot and Ready hotline, and we appreciate you doing so, Lacey. Todd is under the. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks so much for having me.
My name is Zach. It is nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Zach.
Todd is giving me the impression that you kind of already knew this was coming. Now, were you told about us and our obsession with NEWS9's weather coverage before we asked you to come on?
I was not aware. No, this is a shock to me.
Okay. All right. Very good.
Okay.
Well, we just wanted to make sure how much of this line of questioning we needed to really go through with you. So we do need to go through it all then. Okay. So first off, Todd has talked a lot about just how savvy you are in the outdoors when it comes to outdoors activities. We would like to know what you call yourself as it pertains to your outdoorsy self. What do you call yourself? We didn't know.
An Okie hillbilly? I don't know. I mean, I don't really have a title.
Well, Todd, I mean, I don't know. I mean,
well, I said outdoors woman because usually hear outdoorsman, but outdoors woman doesn't have quite the ring.
We wanted to be politically correct.
Right.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, I guess I would just say I'm an outdoorsman if someone asks me, but I guess that probably isn't politically correct. Outdoors woman's hard to say.
Exactly.
Yeah. She gets our plight.
Yeah, she understands our plight.
All right.
Exactly.
So we look.
Lover of nature. How about that?
Oh gosh,
Ooh,
that
okay.
sounds kind of hokey.
I'm gonna go hug a spree right now.
Yes. All right. So can you take our listeners? We were obviously this past weekend, which this whole month has been crazy for you.
Oh,
I'm sure.
Yeah, the past 3 months.
Well, can you put these past 3 months up with any other period of time that you've been working in
not
television?
in my career. No, not in my career. I graduated college in 2010 from OU. And so, I mean, this is my 5th year in television, and my goodness, these past 3 months, I have worked with my work family, and I've seen them. I mean, I haven't even seen my family. I've seen my husband maybe a total of 3 days that I've had off in the past 3 months. It has just been relentless. I mean, I was looking at some posts yesterday. The National Weather Service in Norman has issued, well, until yesterday, they had issued 122 tornado warnings for their area, which is our viewing area, this spring, which is just, I mean, not that that's record breaking, but after last year being so quiet, it's been very, very hectic.
Can you give me the moment so far in your career, Lacey Swope with us from NEWS9, the moment in your career so far that has been the most adrenaline pumping?
The Moore tornado, definitely. The Moore tornado in 2013.
Can you take me through that day in the studio? Can you take me through that day? Or were you in the studio? Where were you? Can you paint the picture?
Yeah, I was in the studio that day. We had just came off of the Sunday, May 19th, when we had the Bethel Acres and Shawnee tornadoes, and the Edmond tornadoes. So that was a devastating day anyway. And then walking in the next day, we all knew from the day before that it was going to be a bad day. We were afraid Oklahomans were going to die. It was just, where's this thing going to touch down? Is it going to be as bad as we think? So it was very, very somber walking into the studio that day. I think everybody was just on edge, not knowing exactly where and when. And then as it started happening, it was just like, this is happening. People just hoping and praying people are actually taking heed to the warning, and they're actually taking cover the way that they should be in the best way that they can, and they were. They definitely were. And then just watching that come through, watching it on the video, watching, Jim Gardner's video and David Payne's video coming in was just, you just couldn't believe it was happening. You couldn't believe it was happening and more again. And then afterwards, seeing the video of the destruction, it was a crazy, crazy, crazy day for sure. That was my most memorable day. And then turning around and doing it again on May 31st, the El Reno tornado. And now nothing this year has really compared to that as far as the destructive tornadoes. It's just been so active. It's been a daily thing. I feel like we've had tornado watch in parts of the state. I've got to add this up because I haven't had a chance to go back and look. But just week after week after week after week.
So I have to ask you this because Zach and I were talking earlier, and, we're in sports radio. We come to the summertime, and it gets kind of dead. Yeah. There's not a whole lot going on. And I'm sure in weather there are times where the weather pattern is pretty simple. I know when it's 100 degrees every day, it's probably not as fun for you because you're into the severe weather. And when you work in Oklahoma City, that's why you do it, because you love severe weather. So how do you balance – I mean, I know you probably enjoy covering severe storms, That's
Sure,
what you do for a living. How do you balance that with knowing that people are getting their houses hit?
That is not easy for us.
Yeah, because I love severe weather coverage,
Right.
but I have a hard time saying, oh, yay, severe weather coverage when someone might have their house hit by a tornado.
Yeah, it's a balancing act. It really, really is. And not that we're perfect, because there are times you see these big, huge cumulonimbus clouds billowing up, and you watch all, the weather nerd, and you really comes out, and this is so cool, this is awesome, but then you think, okay, what's happening at the surface? This is affecting somebody. Somebody's livelihood is being impacted. So you definitely have to remember that there are days when we know it's going to be bad. There are days that we know that, okay, the tornadoes today are going to be destructive. Those days are never fun. You just don't want to see those. Seeing an EF5, I don't know where it is, it's not a fun feeling, no matter what. But just seeing, the thunderstorms, the beauty of them, we get enough of them here in Oklahoma that I think we've all had our fill by now of them. But it's a balancing act, because you don't want to make people think that you're glorifying these storms, because they can be very destructive.
Lacey Swope, NEWS9 meteorologist, joins us on Little Caesars Hot and Ready hotline on 107.7 The Franchise. Just what you all expected today. We have weather talk on a sports station here on 107.7 The Franchise. We have referred to you, and we want to know if this is okay to say, or if there is a better analogy to come up with, because I will grant you, it's not the most becoming of analogies, but Todd has termed you, I'm going to blame Todd, the offensive line. You are the offensive line for David Payne. That you are we always give you credit. You get so for the things you do for David Payne, God of weather. You get zero credit for it, Lacey, and we are offended on your behalf for it. So you get zero credit for it. You are the offensive line to David Payne. Is there a better analogy to that, or will you take that?
I mean, I'll take that, but I mean, David Payne, he's the quarterback, so
it doesn't matter.
All the glory.
You don't know. You deserve more glory. You're always behind the camera and everything. It's not fair. It's not fair,
just
Lacey.
Me, though. That's the thing. It's not just me. You should see how many people are packed into this building during severe weather. Our entire weather team that you don't see. I at least have a mic on. You can hear my voice. Everybody's giving information. All of our storm trackers have partners with them that you never hear. You have no idea that they're with them. Every single storm tracker has someone with them. Then we have the entire control room. We've got our master control, all of our managers. So, I mean,
give him praise to everybody else, just like an offensive lineman. Give him praise to everybody else. Is that no praise for herself? No.
And when does Rob get to talk? We always hear from Tom.
From Tom? Okay, yeah. There you go. There you go. We always talk to Tom and Rob, and Tom's the one that talks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of people that like to talk, and a lot of people that don't. And I think that Rob is one of those people that Rob likes to navigate. Look at radar.
There you go. All right, three quick hitters for you, and you can answer these probably one word for most of them. I have to quantify this because I was planning on asking this question, then I watched last night's weather coverage.
Okay.
And I know the answer, so I have to quantify it by saying, besides the town of Lacey, Oklahoma,
oh my gosh,
what is your favorite town name, city or town name in the state of Oklahoma when you see it on the map?
Or county.
Okay. Yeah,
or it could be a county.
Town. My favorite town, besides Lacey and besides Kiefer, my hometown, is Slap Out.
Slap Out's good.
Yes.
Driven through Slap Out a bunch.
I don't care if the storm is within 100 miles of Slap Out. If I can say Slap Out, I'm going to say it.
Yes. I love a good slap out. All right. What
also,
else
I didn't know you went to Kiefer. That's funny. Okay. Second question for you. Give us something that we don't know about David Payne.
That he really doesn't drink much coffee at all.
So he's just naturally energetic.
He amps up on caffeine, and that man does not have much caffeine at all. He may have a cup of coffee in the morning, and maybe some days he'll have a cup in the afternoon. But honestly, he carries the cup around way more than he actually drinks what's in it. And that is him from the second he wakes up. I mean, he wakes up at who knows what time. I usually talk to him every day by 7:30, and he is just 100 miles an hour. He's a raging freight train all the time. That's just how he is.
And last question for Lacey Swope, NEWS9 meteorologist.
From you, at least. I got a bunch more.
Yeah, last quick question for you is, when you see Jim Gardner, just like in the hallway or you're just talking to him, does he always say to you, Jim Gardner reporting live from Bob Mills, Sky News 9, back to you?
Yes. That it's really, really, really funny, because no matter what he say, even if it's good morning or if it's, oh my goodness, you've got to try this tea, or this morning he was showing me some of the pictures he took. It's like, here's the pictures I took reporting live from Bob Mills.
Does he really? Yeah. That is amazing.
That is how he operates.
I have to give him credit, because he has learned how to fit that entire sentence almost into one syllable.
He really has.
I mean,
he
it
really
is like
has.
he fires right through that. All right, Lacey, can
And
you?
brevity's obviously important in severe weather coverage.
That's
I'd
right.
imagine.
You got to go to the next storm. Hey,
Right.
get Val and the Gettner. Can you take our listeners through the actual moment this past weekend? Like, who calls you, like, where you get the phone call and you think you have the entire weekend off, or that you might have the entire Memorial Day holiday off, and you're getting the phone call? Can you kind of like who calls? Take us through the process, and then where you get from call to station. Give us that story.
Okay. Well, basically, whenever you take a job at NEWS9 to be a meteorologist, you sign up for on-call all the time, especially basically from March 15th to June 15th. You can't go anywhere. You can't go. I mean, even going back home to Tulsa, I haven't even been back home because it would take me an hour and a half to get to the station. I've got to stay really close. So going into the weekend, I mean, basically, we all look at data. We look at it every single mile run. We're all always on the same page. David Payne sends out an email, on Friday that says, hey, everyone stay alert this weekend. And we do. And he's on the phone with all of us all day. We're on a group text at all times. And he'll just say, okay, this storm's doing this storm's doing this. And so I just sit there. My husband and I went shopping on, what day was that? Was that Saturday? It was Saturday, yes.
Was it Saturday?
We went shopping on Saturday of Memorial Day weekend. And I just had my work clothes in the truck with me. So no matter where we went, I could just run to the station. And so that's what happened. I still watched. We saw a storm start to break out ahead of the line. And the text I don't even know who sent the text. I don't even know if there was a text, to be honest with you, on Saturday. I just remember getting to the station. My husband drove, and I was on the phone calling storm trackers, and before I know it, I'm at the station, and I'm here, and everyone starts filing in, runs in with our running shoes on, and that's how it goes.
So from time you walk into studio to time you guys break into coverage is how long?
Probably like 2 or 3 minutes. There was one day last week that I had gone home from doing the morning show and the noon show, got home, and storms started flaring up South Central Oklahoma, so I turned around and drove back. And by the way, people on I-35, they don't get real happy with you whenever you've got a tornado-warned storm that you're trying to get to. So I'm blazing to the station. I get here. I literally come running in. I'm throwing my coat off. I grab my microphone. I put my microphone on. David's like, okay, you got to take it, Lacey, because I've got to go do this. So I just start talking. That's how it goes.
Wow. All right, Lacey Swope with us. 2 more. I got 2 more. Number one, I feel like look, we were talking about this earlier. Oklahoma City is the capital for local TV weather coverage in all the United States.
Yes.
I mean, it just absolutely is. If
you don't do it like this anywhere else.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to do weather, you do it here. Okay? So with that as the backdrop, there's got to be a rivalry. Like, you have to have, like, Emily Sutton's a total rival. Let's be honest.
A total rival?
Yes.
She does work for a competing station.
Yes. So you want to beat her into submission. Yes?
I never walk into work thinking I want to beat Emily Sutton into submission. No.
Oh, man. All right. Well, I wanted rivalry. I wanted, yes, I can't stand her. Like, I wanted that to come out of your mouth, Lacey.
He wants Anchorman and, the weather teams meet and have a fight to the death. That's what Zach wants.
Absolutely.
We just make sure no cameras are rolling when that stuff happens. We're not crazy.
Okay, very good. And finally.
And also, no touching of the head or face. That's the only rule.
That's right. In TV.
The hair. Yeah, the hair.
The hair. You can't touch anywhere above the neck. That's absolutely right.
Nope. That's the moneymaker.
And finally, this is the question we've been waiting for the very end. We wanted to warm you up as much as we could. We are asking your permission, and I'm guessing you might have to go to management for this, and that's okay, but we need you. You would consider our conversation today, Lacey, to be friendly, correct?
Yes.
Okay. We need you to kind of fight for us with your general manager to give us permission to just come in and watch your all's coverage. We will sit in a corner. We will.
Sure.
We will
people do that all the time.
Oh, well then, that was easy. All right. So
all this for that?
Yes, that's right. That's exactly right. Okay. So how do we do this? Can Todd text you and you can have somebody let us in the door whenever a storm comes and we decide we want to come and watch?
Yeah, we'll have a special door set up for the franchise. We'll just put a franchise knock here sign.
God bless you, Lacey Swope. Our work here is done. Thank you so much for coming.
It'll be the back door and no one will answer, but
yeah, that's right. Yeah. We'll be stuck back there. Meanwhile, there's a funnel right behind us, but no big deal.
We'll have someone man the door. It'll be fine.
All right. Thank you so much, Lacey. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, stay safe, and hopefully we're all enjoying sunshine and 100-degree temps before long.
Tell Val Vaughn Tom, Rob, Marty,
tell
Alan.
them all we said hi.
we said hello.
Yep.
Hank.
And turn around, don't drown.
Bobby, tell them all.
All right.
Will do.
See you later, Lacey. Do you think she enjoyed that at all?
Not at all.